let's talk about Walking Dead. I know that you didn't watch the premiere. I did. I caught up on Walking Dead like seasons I think 4, 5, and 6, um, over the summer, uh, early summer actually. And I not that I fell back in love with it, but after season 3, which I think I didn't watch the first half of season 3 or so with the governor, and just said, "Oh, this is ridiculous," because it was. Got back into it and really enjoy where the story was going, and then the season 6 cliffhanger ended with, which we discussed,
Mm-hmm.
about people were pissed off because it was a cliffhanger introducing, I guess, iconic into the comic series of Negan, who oversees the Saviors, which is their own band of people. Um, and so people were pissed that the cliffhanger ended with Negan ready to kill uh, someone in the group, but you don't know who. Which I'm like, okay, that's a cliffhanger. So this episode, this premiere was just, it just was not fun to watch. Obviously, it was tense because they killed, spoilers, at least one member, one person, and they actually killed who I thought they okay. I don't read the comics, but I knew they were gonna kill this one person that was not the person they killed in the comics, just because it made the most sense thematically to do it, and they did. And then they killed the other one. It wasn't a shock either. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. But the whole episode was just like, if this is going to be the tone of the season, I don't know if you're familiar with this part of the comics or not.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so if this whole season is going to be just a beaten down Rick Grimes who has to deal with the guilt of seeing and not being able to do anything about two friends die, and then doing the deeds of Negan and the Saviors, and just being a shell of himself and not feeling like a man. I mean, that's an interesting place to take the character, but I'm not sure that I'll have any fun watching that, for a whole season, unless something happens to give it a jolt. Because this Negan character played excellently by Jeffrey D. Morgan, who I'm a fan of, who was one of the only highlights of the Watchmen movie as a comedian. I'll enjoy watching his performance, being sadistic and, not even being over the top, just being a different sort of villain. But I don't know. I'm not saying the show's run its course for me, but
Every time you say the show's run its course for you, though, it pulls you back in, which is what it does to Vonnie.
Well, no, because this is the only second time I've started watching it again.
Oh, okay.
At season 3, I stopped and didn't watch it again for like 3 years. But for a zombie show to be on for 7 years, something's got to give at some point where you've seen everything that can be offered. We've done the whole thing with bands of evil people trying to be out for themselves. We've done that with the governor trying to set up his own community and rule. You've done that with the freaking cannibals eating people and bringing people and trapping them. There has to be an end game at some point to this. I'm not saying the show should end now. It's not up to me. I'm not the core audience. I'm not a huge Walking Dead fan. I enjoy it for what it is. A schlocky, if you call it schlocky, it is what it is. It's not torture porn. It's zombie porn at this point. And by the way, this episode was extremely gory. This one,
I'm sure.
So at some point you have to get to the end of this. Do these actors want to keep doing this for 10, 12 years? I know the comic book goes on for however many issues.
The comic is planned to hit, supposedly, Kirkman has the story written out to 300 issues.
So I'm not sure whether, I think this is only around issue 100.
This is issue 100.
So in
it's
theory,
not gonna make
are we going to go 21 seasons of this shit? I mean, honestly,
highly doubtful.
Have a 70-year-old actor playing Rick Grimes.
Highly doubtful.
So I'm thinking, 2-3 more years, and all the actors get sick of it, and come on, let's end it. So okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not saying it was awful, but I'm not sure. I'll give it like 2 more episodes to see if it sort of hooks me in for this season. Otherwise, I'm just gonna, just say, I'll see you at the end of season 9 on Netflix and go back to watching Longmire again.